Hey guys, my name is Crystal and in today's video, I am going to teach you how to piss off a German. Now, I've been learning German for a very long time, so I think it's safe to say that I know German people very well. Now, what I've come to learn about German people in my years of interacting with them is that they are quite sensitive and they're pretty easy to piss off. And another thing is German people get ticked off by the slightest things possible. I mean, sometimes the things that tick off Germans do not make sense to me at all, do not make sense to very many people at all. But I mean, you know, people say German people are quite serious, and it is true to some extent. By the end of this video, you will know about some things that you should pretty much avoid doing while you're in Germany, so that you just don't land on the bad books of German people. Okay, so the first way in which you can really piss off German people is by making Nazi jokes, Auschwitz jokes, I don't know, Jewish jokes, that, you know, everything that just relates to the German history, which many German people just don't like talking about, don't like going back to, because it's a really dark time for them. I mean, it really does make them seem like really bad people. So when you just make such dark humored jokes towards Germans, most of them will not react very well. No matter how funny it is, no matter how, I don't know, how hilarious it may come across as, they just don't think it's funny, they don't think it's relatable, they don't think it's something to joke about. And when I was in Germany, we had a class, and we were doing these presentations, and there's a student who put a really funny meme about German, like the German past. Like, the teacher was not very impressed. Actually, she got really pissed off. You know, just these jokes, just don't make them. So the second way that you can piss a German off, I think everyone in the world knows, is by being late. I mean, German people really value their time so much that if you're late to anything, it doesn't matter, a date, I don't know, an appointment, they just In many places, if you're meeting someone at, let's say, 2 p.m. and you show up at like 2:10, 2:15, it's not that bad. But in Germany, it's sort of like a sin to them, you know, like in the sense of time. They just really do value their time. So when you're meeting up with a German person, it doesn't matter a date or going to the doctor or I don't know, just make sure that you show up a little early. Like 10 to 15 minutes early is ideal for German people. So another way of pissing German people off is at the traffic lights. So, you know, in Germany, they really follow their traffic rules. In Germany, they really like adhere to the road rules. So when you're crossing at a zebra crossing and it says not to go, it can really piss them off. I mean, when you're in Germany, just follow the traffic rules as much as you can. Just follow them completely. Not as much as you can, follow them completely if you don't want to hear people shouting at you from their cars. So yeah, traffic rules are important in Germany. So another thing that I noticed really pisses German people off is people being loud in the train. So I remember way back, the first time that I was in Germany, we were a group of students from very many countries, and it can be quite hard to control students from very different countries, like diverse countries with different ways of life, you know, just very different people. So I remember once we were on the train and one of the students had a really loud Bluetooth speaker. And you know, like some people are just so loud, like South Americans, for example. We had some students from Venezuela who were really loud. So someone had a speaker and they were playing this really loud music. I can tell you the looks of death that those students got on that train were pretty discouraging. So yeah, no music on the train. You can just have your headphones or earphones with you so that you don't disturb other people. So another thing that I noticed that kind of pisses German people off is when you don't follow instructions. And I think this is something that's it doesn't make sense to me. I have noticed that German people can be a little snappy. Like, they're not very patient when it comes to like slow people. So most German people are like, if I tell you something, please understand. I don't want to repeat myself 2-3 times. You know, they may not know this, but I think that German people are a little too snappy sometimes, a little bit too impatient. I mean, they can tell you something once, and let's say you don't hear it the first time or you don't understand something the first time, they can tell you a second time, but I can guarantee you by the third time they will be so over you. Just let it go. So another thing that I realized pisses German people off is when you speak Denglish. Denglish is a mixture of German and English, so Deutsch and English. Okay, so most German people speak both German and English, but when you're speaking to them, I think most of them prefer for you to speak to them in German, some will pretend not to know how to speak English when they actually know how to speak it, but they just want you to learn the language, I guess. The younger German generation is really into that. Like, they would say something like, "Die Party war so lit," you know? And, there's many people who don't like that because they feel like the German language is being like endangered in a way because everyone wants to speak English. No one wants to speak like pure German anymore. They want to make everything so much easier by, you know, replacing it with English words. So yeah. Okay, so the last way in which you can piss a German person off is by not following their garbage disposal rules. So Germany is one of the great countries that has a really good garbage disposal system. So they have like different bins. Like wherever you'll go, you'll see different colored bins for different different things go. There's a bin for everything, and sometimes it's quite difficult to learn how to use the bin. So before you go to Germany, you should probably acquaint yourself with the different kind of bins in Germany and what goes into which bin, because it can be a little complicated to learn everything. But all this stuff is on the internet, so you can just read about it, or you can just do like a printout and just like stick it close to your bins so that you know what goes where until you learn how to do it without having to look. Okay guys, so that's all I have with regard to pissing off German people. If you know more of those ways of how to annoy a German, please make sure to comment them in my comment section down below. And just tell me what you think about this video, if it makes sense to you, if you can resonate with most of what I've said. I hope that you've learned something from this video to save yourself from being yelled at. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to let me know what you think about the video. Make sure to give it a like if you liked it. And make sure to check out my other videos with regard to awkward things that happen in Germany, the differences between my country and Germany. Yeah, make sure to subscribe and like, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.